Welcome back to our playthrough of Alone in Deepfall Breach. Solo rules for the Dragonbane RPG, part 2. Alright, so our heroes, Orla Moonsilver, the Elf Hunter, and Splats, our Mallard Merchant, are trying to find a captive orc held in the breach. We were able to sneak through up the tunnels without any incident. Found a secret passage in a room filled with sarcophagus. Avoided a trapped coffin. Then came across a temple where we had a fight with a giant spider. And now we've entered into some sort of library, even though it doesn't look like a library, but we're in a library type area filled with sarcophagus in the other half. So maybe in each of these sarcophagus, instead of bodies, they're like all filled with books. And this is the Library of the Dead. And this is kind of the waiting section. So we rolled inhabitants. We rolled that there were orcs and a lot of them. So we got 4 orcs here. And we also rolled that they were hostile. We know that Orla Moonsilver, she has a weakness. Nightkin, such as orcs and goblins, are evil and need to be fought. So she definitely wants to fight them. And Splats is ill-tempered and thin-skinned, so any bit of hostility towards him, and he's gonna go on an angry rant like all mallards do. So I think we are gonna have some opportunity, maybe, for improvised weapons. So there's burning firewood in the fireplace. These improvised weapons cards. So if somebody gets close to that, maybe they can use that. And then any torches. Torches have certain rules. If we're next to a wall with a torch, we might be able to grab a torch off the wall and do something with that. All right. Okay, and then for that, we're in the library. So we looked up orcs. There's warriors, shamans, and chieftains. They're not monsters, they're NPCs, so they do regular attacks. We are in a library. So I don't think there's going to be a chieftain there. I'm not going to roll for that. There might be a shaman, though, because maybe he's researching the book. So I think it's probably likely that there's a shaman there. So we'll use the yes, no. So we'll say 3 or higher, there is a shaman. There is not. So there's 4 warriors here. Maybe the shaman is like somewhere else right now, and they're cleaning up. And then we'll go ahead and pull initiative. And let's see. Warriors, it says scimitars. I don't see any ranged attack. And we'll activate all of these guys at once. All right, so let's get our initiative together. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We know that these guys in the room are aware of us. And what we will do is we'll make an awareness roll for these orcs that are in the other room to see if they notice us. They might not. All right, so first up, we're going to have Orla the elf. He gets an 8. Kind of slow. Flat gets a 7. I'm always drawing these in like order. And the orcs get a 10. Oh, they get a 10. All right, so the orcs are going last. So first it is Splats. So he can move 4 spaces. His movement is 8, and each of these squares is 2 meters. So he can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And get lined up. Oh, there's also, it looks like there's like a little cauldron over here. I think there's a cauldron improvised weapon. Let me see. Boiling cauldron. Yeah, there is. So he'll go right there. He will run up to that orc, and he is going to attack him with his dagger. Splat's knife skill is 14. All right, let's see if he can hit him. 11, that is a hit. So now this goblin can decide to take the hit, parry, or dodge. So let's see. Defensive stance. Okay, let's see. Choose an NPC, melee or attacker, and use the table to decide what they do on their turn. Unlike the monster attack table, these attacks do not automatically succeed unless noted. All right, so what we're going to do is the solo rules also has an NPC attack table. So we're going to use this melee table. So I'm going to roll a d6. If he rolls defensive stance, no, wait, no, let me see. I don't know that I want to do that. Let's see. That's the attacker. Deal a blow, defensive stance. Okay, the NPC attacks with a boon. Okay, so they just roll this on their turn. So I'm gonna say he will take it. So he gets surprised and he'll take the damage. So we'll roll a d8. Let's see. This orc takes 7 damage. So he gets up to the orc warrior. They have 12 hit points. So he'll have 5 life left. And sinks the dagger into him. Now, since he's done his action, we'll just flip his initiative card over to show that he has gone. Next up is the elf, Moonsilver. So, does she use her willpower point and fire twin shots at these two guys? Or, don't let me, last time I forgot to roll the attack bonus. So when he does an agility attack, he gets a plus a d6. So hold on, let me also roll a d6 for splats. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that orc is almost dead. This one has 1 life left. And she's going to open fire on this one with her bow. Her bow skill is 14, I believe. Yep. If she hits 12, that's a hit. Does he want to dodge? We will have him try to dodge. They have an evade of 8. And one thing I think I need to... No, I don't. I think he rolled damage after after they decide. So he's going to try to evade. 12. His evasion was 8. He does not evade. All right, so she does d12 damage from her longbow, and her agility gets a d6 bonus. So a d12 and a d6. Six plus 4, 10 damage. So this guy also has 2 life. And that is her turn. So these guys are badly bleeding. We'll start with this orc. He's going to go ahead and attack. His attack skill. He's attacking with a scimitar. He needs a 12. Splats can't dodge. 19, he misses. And the following orc can move. His movement is 10, so he can move 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he will attack Moonsilver with the scimitar. Oh, that is a hit. So she is going to take 2d6 damage from the scimitar. Ouch. 8 damage. She's got 15 life. Leather armor will take 1 of that off. So she takes 7 damage. She's got 8 life left. 7 damage. That's... Now, if she tries to move away, they'll get a free attack. Next, we're going to find out, do these goblins hear the noise in the next room, or orcs? So their awareness is 10. Does this guy hear anything? He does not. Does this guy hear anything? He does. All right, so he notices something and he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the room. All right, then we'll take the initiative cards. Give these a quick shuffle. They are in a little bit of trouble. They're both close to killing their enemy that's on them. All right, Moon Silver, 3. Splats, 7. Orcs, 4. All right, so we'll start off with Moon Silver. She is going to stab the guy in front of her with a knife. Because I am not sure for ranged attacks, if you're within 2 meters, does that cause you not to be able to do a ranged attack? I am not sure. Let's see if we can find out real quick. Combat, let's see, experience, opposed rolls, boons and banes, heroic abilities. Right, rounds and initiative, melee combat, ranged combat. To use a ranged weapon, you should preferably be positioned over 2 meters, i.e. not in an adjacent square. Otherwise, you get a bane on your attack. Well, she could do her true shot and just take the bane. Because she's gonna get a bane anyways. Because she could do the true shot and maybe try to kill these two before this guy gets to her. Because Splats is gonna go. I think that's what she's gonna do. So she's gonna burn the willpower. So she's used 9 willpower. She only has 10, so she won't be able to do anything else without resting. So she's gonna roll with the bane. She's gonna try to fire 2 arrows, one at the one next to her and one at the guy on Splats. 2 and a 13. Her bow skill is 14. That is a hit, and then we will roll damage. She does D12 and a D6 to both of them. D12 and a D6. So she's gonna 7 damage. So this guy had 1, 2 life, and 1. They both were low. She thunks 2 arrows into these guys. They are dead. That's it for her turn. This goblin moves 5. 1, 2, 3. He gets up next to her. He's going to try to hit her with the scimitar. Oh, that is not a D20. He's going to try to hit her with the scimitar. He hits her. That's 2d6 damage again. 6 more damage minus 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, she's got 3 life left. And the other orc will come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Splats is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Splats is going to run up, seeing her in trouble, try to stab. He's going to try to stab the orc that's right in front of her. He's going to use his ill-tempered ability for 3 willpower and get a bane on it and become angry. So he'll mark off 3 willpower, 1, 2, 3, and roll with a boon, not a bane. So he'll roll 2 dice, take the lowest. Ooh, that is good, but he got a dragon. So with the dragon, that is a critical hit. And let me see do these guys have armor? Orcs, movement, shaman. Oh, they do. They have studded leather armor, which gives them 2 defense. But the damage she rolled last time still should have been enough. So let's see. They got hit 3 times, 2, 4, 6. So they should have killed him. But this guy, minus 2 damage reduction from whatever he takes. Unless we decide to have the critical ignore armor, which I think is one of the things you can do. So critical hit on 45, 49. Let's see. That is going to be Roll double the amount of dice for the weapon's damage before adding any damage bonus and other bonuses. Okay, you can immediately perform a second attack against another enemy. Nobody's nearby. Armor has no effect against the attack. It can only be chosen if the attack does piercing damage. It does do piercing damage, but I think rolling an extra die is better. So he's going to get to roll, his damage is a d8, so 2d8 plus a d6 because of his crit. And then he gets to put a little tick mark next to his knives because he got a dragon. So you get to put a little tick mark there next to that. All right. What am I doing? Damage 2d8. There's a d8. I wish I had another d8, but I do have 2d6s. All right, so we'll roll a d8 twice and then a d6. So he gets 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. That is not a great roll. 7 damage, so the orc takes 7 minus 2, he takes 5. So he's got 7 life left. All right, so that orc has 7 life. Okay, that was Splat's turn. That's the end of the round. So Splats went on 7. Orcs went on 4. Okay. We'll shuffle these. This could be bad. And I'm not by any torches or anything like that in the wall. All right, let's see. Moonsilver, he's got a 4. Flats, 9, yikes. And orcs go on 2. That's the exact thing I did not want to see. All right, so he is going to attack Moonsilver. His scimitar, he needs a 12. 18, he misses. And we could always chose to dodge. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. The other orc is going to attack Splats. And he got a dragon. Oof. So in order to dodge that, Splats would have to roll a dragon. And I don't think that's happening. So this guy's going to roll 4d6. He might down Splats. Oh my gosh. 12, 17 damage to Splats. And Splats is down. Splats is down and dying. Just like that. Yeah, because it's normally 2d6. That is horrible. That is horrible. All right. So now it is Moonsilver's turn. And we will see what she can do. What can she do? Oh, wait. There's a rally thing that can happen. All right, so there's some rally thing. So is that an action that she has to do? Let me see what rally is. Let me see if Splat can rally himself before he goes Splat. Death. Another character within 10 meters and earshot can persuade you to rally and keep fighting despite having 0 hit points. This counts as an action. If you rally, you can continue acting as normal, but must keep making death rolls as described above. Death. You drop to the ground and risk dying. You cannot move or perform any action except trying to rally. Death roll. On your turn in each subsequent round, you must make a death roll. Okay. If you receive damage equal to your hit points negative, you die instantly. Okay, so on his turn, he can rally. She could try to rally him. But I think it's better for her to attack first. So she is going to attack the orc that's on her. 2, that is a hit, and she will do with a dagger d8 plus d6. Come on, you need a good roll. 6 damage, and he has 5 life left. -2 for his armor, so he takes 4 damage, so he has 1 life. That 1 life might be enough to get rid of her. Then it's Splat's turn. So Splats is going to try to rally himself. So Persuade counts as an action. If you rally, you can keep acting as normal, but keep doing death saves. All right, so what is his persuasion? His persuasion is 6. Okay, I guess it is. So persuasion must not be one of his specialized skills, which I'm surprised by. He has to roll a 6 to do that. 10, that is a fail. Do I push it? I will push it and become scared and roll one more time. I know it's not likely. Nope, he does not get it. And then he has to make a death save with a constitution roll. His constitution is 13. Nope, he fails his first death save. All right, next round. Okay. Moonsilver, she's got a 2. Splats, he's got a 10. And they got a 1. What's the odds? So the orcs are first. 12 is going to try to hit Moonsilver. He hits. She's going to try to evade. She needs a 14. 14 exactly. She dodges. The second orc comes up, tries to hit her. 11 is a hit. She used her action to evade, so she just has to take the damage. 2d6. 2 minus 1 armor. She only takes 1 damage. So she still has 2 life left. Splats is the only one that's left. Can he rally himself? He does not. Death save. 18. That's his second fail. Goodbye, Splats. He's got 1 more fail. All right, 1 more round. Will our adventure end early? Will we be rolling up new characters already? Wow. All right. 8 for Moonsilver, Splats 9 and 7. So the orcs are first. This is not good. Scimitar attack. 18, the first orc misses. Scimitar attack. 5, the second orc hits. She's got to evade or else she's going down. He evades. Splats needs a 6 to rally himself. He does not. Splats, Constitution save. He does get 1 success. Another round. All right. Are we delaying the inevitable? All right, come on, Moonsilver, 7. 1 for Splats and 10 for the orcs. All right, so Splats is first. He has got to rally himself. Nope, I think he's gonna push it. Does he have 1 more thing to push? He can only push his agility or his constitution. He won't push it. He's gonna try to. No, he'll push his agility and become dazed. Come on, get a 6. Nope, just can't get it. All right, that's it for Splats. Constitution 13 or less. He got a dragon. A dragon for a death save means twice. So he has stabilized. He has stabilized. He is not going to die. Let me just make sure. Death roll. Rolling a dragon counts as 2 successful death rolls. All right. And then does he get up after 3 successes? It doesn't say. The death roll cannot be pushed if that optional rule is used. Record the results of your death roll. After 3 successful death rolls, you recover D6 hit points. Okay, so he recovers D6 hit points. And then does he get up? I think he probably stands up, but he doesn't get to act. Wow, seriously? 1. Okay, so he has 1 life right now. All right, so Splats gets up. Then Moonsilver is going to go stab the orc that has 1 life left. That's a hit. It will not try to dodge. Let's see, that's going to be with the dagger, a D8 and a D6. Actually, will it try to dodge? Oh, you know what? Because I'm supposed to be rolling this chart. Completely forgot about the melee chart. Too many things going on at once. Okay. 12 damage, so that will kill him. And then we have the last orc. And what I should have been doing, which I haven't been doing, is rolling on this melee chart. So let's see what he does. 3. Deal a blow. The NPC makes a melee attack. Okay. So he's going to attack her. 11 is a hit. And she cannot dodge. 2d6 damage. 9 damage, and now she goes down. All right. And then we have the next round. So she's down. Splats is stirring on the ground. We'll see if he gets back up. The room is just filled with blood and corpses. Moonsilver, 3. Splats, 8. Orc, 5. All right, so Moonsilver will try to rally herself. So she needs a 5 or less for performance. Wow. Nope, she doesn't rally. And then death saving throw for Constitution. That's going to be her Constitution is 15. She does not save, so that is a fail. And then the orc. What is the orc going to do? So I think with both people down, does he run off? Or does he try to make sure the heroes are dead? Does he even realize the heroes are not dead? Let's see. I think he's going to let's have him make an awareness roll. So the orc's awareness, I think it's 10. And then we'll roll to see if he finishes everybody off or not. His awareness is 10. So does he realize that they're not dead? He does not realize that they are still alive. So I think what he'll do is he'll start searching Moonglow. And he will start taking her items. probably her bow. So let's see. We'll say 1 through 4, he takes her bow, he picks it up. 5 or 6, he takes her dagger. Okay, so he takes the dagger. He picks up the dagger and starts looking at it. In the meantime, Splats gets up with a 1, and he's going to go behind him and try to stab him with his dagger. That is a hit. He catches him off guard with the D8 and the D6. That is 14 damage. These guys have 12 life minus 2. He kills him with 1 blow. He just stabs him in the back of the neck. And the final orc falls, and Splats is hunched over, collapses to his knees, bleeding on the tile. And the combat is over. Now, healing. First off, let's see. And let's see. We'll do another initiative real quick to see who would act first between Splats, 9, and Moonsilver. So Moonsilver needs to make another death savings throw. 7, that is a success. He's got 1 success and 1 failure. And then let's see, what does this guy have? Oil lamp, flint and tinder, backpack. Healing is super low. Got a 4 for healing. Persuasion is 6. He could try to rally her. Let's look up healing and see. They've got multiple stab wounds, bleeding out on the pavement. The elf is coughing up blood. All right, let's see. Healing. 52. Oh, Splat's got that last blow in. A quick rest that okay, wait. Lost hit points are recovered by resting. Quick rest that lasts you a single round. During a round of rest, you recover only D6 willpower, no hit points. Stretch rest. Okay, so it sounds like we need to rest. Okay, so that's resting. So on his turn, he can rest. But what about just healing in general? There's gotta be something for. Let's see, is there another page for healing? Page 52, healing conditions. Page 51. Okay, death. On your turn, you must make a death roll. Okay. If the combat ends, keep counting rounds until all death rolls have been made. Oh my gosh. Okay. Another character. Saving life. When you have 0 hit points, another person next to you can save your life with a successful healing roll. Without bandages, they get a bane to the roll. Multiple attempts are allowed. If the roll succeeds, you stop making death rolls and recover D6 hit points. You cannot save your own life this way. Well, his healing is only a 4. So I doubt that he can get her up. So on his turn, I guess he's going to rest. He's just going to hold Moonglow and rest, because rolling 2d20s and getting under 4 on both, I don't really see that happening. Maybe if she fails one more death save. All right, so healing and resting. So on his turn, he's gonna rest and recover D6. Oh, that's to recover willpower, not hit points. Yeah, they're gonna have to rest for a stretch, which is like 15 minutes. Okay. All right, so he's just gonna. So in that case, there's no reason why he shouldn't try. So he's gonna try to make a healing roll with a bane, because I don't see any medkits. Silver backpack, sleep pelt, large tent, oil lamp, Let me just make sure that the tent like doesn't do anything that could help in this situation. Let's see, does the tent do anything? Services, hunting and fishing, means of travel, oil lamp, flint and tinder, crowbar, backpack, saddlebag, poison, bandages. That was probably bad. Probably should have bought some stuff before we left. Trade goods, tent, large. Can accommodate up to 6 people. Grants a boon on bushcraft rolls. Making camp. Nope, that's not going to do anything. Sleeping, fur. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. All right, so he'll try to heal her on his turn with a bane, so he does not assist. Then she needs to make her the next round death save. She has to roll under 15. That is another success. One more to go. Then there's another round. We'll pull initiative cards just to see who goes first. Let's see, 1. So he'll get a bane. He'll try to heal her again. He's trying to patch her up. 4 and a 10, close. He didn't have that bane. Death save for her. She passes. So she coughs. Rolls over. She comes out of her comatose state. She heals D6. So she heals 3. And he heals 1. And they are going to have to rest for a stretch. So a stretch rest is 15 minutes. And I almost think they should rest for a shift. Let's see, page 52. The shift rest lasts 1 full shift of time. And yeah, so we would definitely be caught by the goblins. Stretch rest. We can do D6. What is her healing? Her healing is a 6. That's not great. So they'll both rest for stretch, heal D6. So she heals 6 wounds. 6 more. So she's healed 9 out of 15. That's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's got 6 damage on her. That's not bad. And then Splats 2. He's still in bad shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's got 2 hit points. Let's see if she's got a quiver, torch, rope. She'll try a healing roll. Is it 6 or 11? Oh, she got it. She was able to heal him successfully, so we'll add another D6. Because if you do a successful healing roll, you get to do 2d6, so we'll just add another d6. These ones are killing me. Or they're killing Splats. So he's got 3 life. So we are really going to have to try to avoid conflict. So now the question is, we're going to scavenge using the solo rules and see what the orcs had on their body. All right, so let's go ahead and roll a D. Oh, this is a D10. 2. Nothing of note. So other than their scimitars, they didn't really have anything. We could have found supplies, interesting items, treasure cards, but nothing. Now, do we want to search the room? I don't think so. I think... So right now, our threat is at 4. We probably need to rest for 1 more stretch of time, which is going to make that go up to 5. But I think with him being so hurt, we have to do that. So we did have some improvised items. We could have grabbed a torch from the wall and strike an enemy within 2 meters, but we weren't ever close to the wall grab some firewood out of the fireplace, but we didn't get close to the fireplace. Or boiling cauldron, throw the boiling water at somebody, but we weren't close to that. That might have helped. If you were moving and you're next to an enemy, they get a free attack on you. So once we were in our spots, we didn't really have a good opportunity to move. But we managed to survive. We'll rest again. Let's see if she can heal him. Oh, she doesn't have bandages. That should have been with the bane. I think I messed that up. Yeah, that should have been with the bane. All right, so they'll both just do a d6. So she will heal 6 more. And she also has inner peace, which is that I think that's what she rests for a shift. Oh, as an elf, you meditate deeply during a stretch rest. You heal an additional d6 hit points and d6 extra willpower and can recover from an additional condition. You are completely unresponsive during your meditation and cannot be awakened. Okay, so she did not need to rest again. So she would have recovered. Like if this was for her last roll, she would have recovered that d6 and then how much willpower? 5 and 8 willpower. So she would have got all her willpower back. She kind of lies in a meditative state and completely heals. Splats, on the other hand, still only has 3 life. So do we rest again or do we push on since she's fully up? Because if I rest and I roll a 1, that doesn't help. I think we push on. All right, so next up, the Fiendish Altar. Oh, that's the next room. Yeah, so we went through the Charred Tomb. We have the Arcane Library. Yeah, we did. Last time we did the Plunging Path, the Charred Tomb, and then we went into the library. Okay, so we have 2 more rooms to go. Unless I'm misremembering. Yeah, I think we're on 4, which is another unknown area. Yeah, we would have to roll on the location chart. Yep. So we'll head off. We'll go back out on our adventure, trying to save the captive orc. And we'll see what the next location is. All right, the next location, we roll on a d20. Let's see, we'll get to the location table here in a second. Location table. That was a tough battle. All right, so we roll a d20. We come across a yawning chasm. We rolled a demon. That's what the demon looks like on the dice. And then we're going to see how many details for the yawning chasm. We'll roll a d4. 4, and then we'll see how many location details. We've got contents, oddity, contents. So 3 contents and 1 oddity. All right, so 3 contents. First one is 6 deep well. So the yawning chasm is in the middle of a cracked well. So there's deep well. That's the first content. Second one is 11. Makeshift barricades. So there's barricades surrounding it. And cracked terrain. So it looks like there was an old well here that's split in half. Let's see what the oddity is. The oddity is a talking statue. All right, so there's a deep well, there's barricades, cracked terrain, and a talking statue. And let us roll on. Let's see. Let's find out, is the talking statue hostile or not? Well, actually, let's do the inhabitants. What looks like it could have been in this area. It doesn't mean that we'll necessarily run into it, but 9 giant spiders that live in the crack. So maybe the cracked terrain is covered with webs. There's webbed up barricades, a deep well, and a talking statue that we will need to navigate. And the talking statue, let's see. Is it? Let's see. Do we want to see if it's hostile, wary, open, or friendly? Or do we want to roll on the inspiration table? Well, let's check out the reaction table and see. 2. It is wary. So talking statue that's wary, I don't know that that is meaning anything for me. Let's roll on the attribute table. Let's roll twice and see attributes of the statue. It is secret and 17 protected. Okay, so that's the attribute. So maybe the statue, the barricades are surrounding the statue in some way. And the statue is in the middle of the chasm. And there are signs that there could be spiders in the area. So I think we are going to try to okay. Maybe the statue is lying across the chasm. That's what it is. It's a giant statue lying across the chasm, and you have to use it to get across. And it starts talking to you while you're crossing. So the statue is like lying flat. Yeah, I think that's what we'll say is going on. So like there's a chasm there. I don't have anything good to represent the chasm. But we'll just say that we are crossing the chasm. You have to stay on top of the chasm. This is where the statue is, and the statue is falling across the chasm, and we start walking across. And then the statue will start talking to us about the secret. So we have to figure out the secret of the statue, or else the statue like moves and makes you fall into the chasm. So what kind of role would that be? So we start going across the chasm. So I think first we probably need acrobatics roll. And maybe if our acrobatics roll is successful, we cross with no issue. If it fails, the statue speaks because it notices us. And then we have to do something. All right, so first, Moon Silver will try to go across. So her acrobatics is 14. Oh, she got a 16. That's a fail. I think she's going to push that with her willpower and become scared. She's a little bit nervous, so we'll push it and roll again. Okay, she manages to get across. Yeah, she's like, Splats, get over here. Splats tries to cross. Oh, he rolled a 3. It Splats with his web duck feet just paddles across. The statue does not awaken to ask them anything. And then they continue on through the terrain. So they're across the chasm. They'll try to sneak out and avoid, hopefully, any large spiders. That was for Moonsilver. I think she is going to become. She cleared one of her conditions, so we'll have her be disheartened again. Try to sneak again. 13, she barely gets it. And then Splats, 13, he gets it. And they are able to get through this area and continue without incident. And then that will take us to the final waypoint of the mission. Find the orc. The fiendish altar. The cultists take refuge here with their prisoner. My sight cannot glean their aims, but the bloodstained altar at the center of this chamber has seen countless deaths at the hand of those seeking parley with demonic forces. But I sense fear, hesitation in these cultists. They'll not die needlessly for their cause, I suspect. Free Gorham from their clutches. All right, so we get to the last room. It is some kind of altar type deal. Let's see. With cultists trying to do a sacrifice. We'll say we come upon this area. And there are some cultists here. And let's see if we are going to end up dying. So, are there many or few? Let's see, where is the location? Say we're just looking up the oracle to figure out how many cultists are going to be here. There's going to be an orc on the altar. We'll put him there. And we'll roll a d6. How many? A d6 for number. Several. So we'll say 3. 3 cultists standing around the altar. More than I would like to have seen. And then we shall sneak into the area and see how close we can get. And probably do a sneak attack. All right, so sneak roll for Moonthor. He passes, so she's able to crouch down unnoticed. Sneak roll for Splats. He passes. He's going to stay nearby to her. Actually, Splat might sneak in over here on this side and move 2, 3, 4. See if he can sneak up on one. All right, and then we'll try to do a sneak attack. Now she has all her willpower. I think sneak attack means I can pick the initiative. Let me just make sure I saw that. We will try to sneak attack this guy. And I know we're kind of making a couple mistakes here and there, but it's all learning. I'll probably do the next mission too eventually. See if I can tighten up some of the rules. Let's see, sneak attack page 43. Melee combat, combat maps. All right, sneak attack. Sneak attack, when you sneak up on someone, first you make a sneaking roll, move close enough to attack in melee combat. Gives you a bane. If you fail, the enemy notice you, draw initiative. If you succeed, your attack counts as surprising, which means you can choose any initiative card you want. You also get a boon on the attack, and the target cannot dodge or parry. Using a subtle weapon increases the damage by 1 die. For example, 2d8 instead of d8. Sneak attacks are always performed individually by 1 attacker against 1 target. Special kind of sneak attack is an ambush, lying in wait for an enemy and attacking as it passes by. In this case, all right, so we're going to do sneaking roll, which we passed. If we have him sneak up to him, he has to roll with a bane. So we probably, well, even if she shoots him from here, they won't notice him. So we'll have her do her sneak attack first. And then I don't know if this guy can sneak attack after that, but I think just one sneak attack is fine. And the weapon has to be subtle. And I'm pretty sure her longbow is subtle. Oh, it just says piercing. I don't think she can attack with the longbow. Yeah, it just says piercing. So maybe we don't get to do the initiative. How does that work? Does it have to be subtle for you to do a sneak attack? Anybody know? Throw something in the comments. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Fury and dodge. Obscured threats. Special attacks. Critical hit. I am not sure. Sneak attack page 43. Does it have to be subtle? Oh, using a subtle weapon increases the damage by 1 die. It doesn't have to be a subtle weapon. That just increases the damage. Which means it'd probably be better for me to have Sir Quack. Splats. It'd be better for me to have Splats try to sneak. So that's what we'll do. We'll have Splats try to sneak. He'll get a Bane on the roll. Otherwise, we draw initiative. So he's going to creep up. And he needs 2 14s. He can push. Oh, he only has sickly. That's the last thing he can push with. But he got it. He got an 11 and a 12. That is a success. So he'll get to roll 2d8. 2d8 and a d6. So first 6 sneak attack damage, 6, that's 12, and a d8, 12 plus 4, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage to the cultists. And the cultists have how much life? I want to say not that much. Cultists. NPC is probably under NPC. Non-player character, let's see, 104 through 106. Bandit cultist. 12 hit points. So he is dead. Another shank to the back. Splats gets rid of him. Then we draw initiative. So Splats, he chose initiative 1. We'll see what the initiative of the next group is. Oh, Moon Silver drew a 2, and the cultists get an 8. So Moon Silver is going to notch her arrows and shoot. So she's going to shoot at this guy. 11 is a hit. That's going to be a D12 and a D6, right? For her bonus. D12 plus D6. That is 8 damage. And then it's the cultist's turn. And let's see, do they flee? So they are not very brave. Let's see, what would be a good thing to roll? I think it's likely that they will flee. So we'll use the table. We'll roll for each one. So let's see. We'll say 1 or 2, they stay. 4, 5, or 6, they flee. Oh, they stay. And 1 flees and 1 stays. So I'm thinking the one that got shot is going to run away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other one, let's see what their movement is. I just kind of guessed on that. Cultists are in the back of the main book. Oh, it actually doesn't have their movement in here. We'll say they're human, so we'll say it's probably 5 squares. And they have a knife. All right, so let's see. Who is he going to go after? Let's actually use the melee combat table that I've been forgetting to use. He's a melee attacker with a knife, so we'll roll a d6 and see what he does. 2, deal a blow. All right, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and run up to her, screaming and yelling, dagger held out, and he needs to roll 14 or less. Wow. A dragon? Seriously? So with his dagger, that's 2d8. 8 and 9, 10, 11, 13. 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Minus her 1 leather armor is 13. So she's got 2 life left. Just like that. 2 life left off the critical hit. All right. Oh, so we'll have this NPC. So we'll have the orc get up. Oh, they freed me. And he'll just get up off of the altar, and then he can help us. We'll just yell out, Gorum! Help! All right, Moon Glow, Moon Silver, 8, Splats, 5, Gorum, 3, Cultist, 9. All right, so Gorum is going to get up. And let's see, is he just going to run up and do an unarmed attack on this cultist? Or maybe he'll do a special attack. Let's see. He could do an unarmed attack that does d6 damage. And there are some special attacks like topple, grapple. Topple, you try to topple the enemy to the ground instead of inflicting damage. The enemy's evade, grapple. You're brawling and the enemy's brawling. Not be dodged or parried. I don't know that he has. Does it say what the brawling is? It doesn't really say. Well, instead, I think he'll just do an unarmed strike on him. Because the cultist is going on 9. So he will run up, unarmed strike. Let's see, probably needs, let's see what he rolls. 5, that's definitely a hit. He'll do d6 damage. Cultist doesn't have armor. 2 damage. The cultist has 10 life left. He's done. Backs 1, splats 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not quite close enough. It's his turn. Moon Glow, Moon Silver. She will attack with the dagger. 14 is exactly what she needed. D8 plus a D6. He's got 10 life left. Go on, take him out. 4, so he's got 6 life left. And then he will attack Moon Silver with the dagger again, frothing at the mouth. But he misses. Right. One more round to take out this pesky cultist. The last cultist runs off into the tunnels, bleeding, holding his wounds. And the other cultist did get punched twice. I probably should have rolled to see if that was enough. But we'll do one more round. Moon Silver, last. Quack, 3, Gorum, 9, cultist. The cultist is first. So he's going to see everybody ganging up on him. Let's see if he tries to retreat. I think it's likely that he would run facing 3 people. So let's see, 1 or 2 he stays. Anything higher he runs. All right, so he tries to escape. So he runs 2. Both of these guys will get a free attack on him. So Gorum with the punch. A demon, no, Gorum whiffed badly and falls down trying to hit him. And then Moonglow is going to pull her bow out since she's not right next to him and try to shoot him with the back. She hits. That's going to be a D12. The D6. He's got 6 life left. 3. Wow. So she clips him in the shoulder with the arrow and he flees into the darkness. And our heroes, bloody and battered, will tell Gorham that Ingolfer sent us. And Ingolfer, he has given them, I believe, a stone, a calling stone that is inexorably linked. Ingolfer asked to keep one in the Nameless Chapel while the other remains in our possession. When we speak the activation word, your stone instantly returns you to the chapel. After teleporting, roll a d6. On a 1, the calling stone cracks and its power falters. It will only function one more time before crumbling to dust. All right, so we use the calling stone. We say the magic words, and we end up poof back in front of Ingolfer. And then we roll a d6 to see if the stone cracks. It does not crack as we escape from Deepfall Breach with our lives and the captive and the orc prisoner rescued. And that will complete our first delve into Alone in Deepfall Breach. And I think what I'll do is let me know you guys' thoughts on the playthrough. I enjoyed it. It's pretty fun. I tried to kind of go to freestyle it, but I think I need a little cheat sheet to kind of remember a couple things. The enemy NPC attack table, I just need to write something down that says reference the NPC attack table. And then something about whether or not we are going to torches in candlelight. So every stretch, I should have been rolling a d6 for our torch and lamps. And if I rolled a 1, it would have went out. So throughout the adventure, we were like taking rest. I should have kind of been rolling to see if we had to relight. I forgot to do that. And then actually in the last room, let me see if we found any treasure. We can scavenge before we crack the shard. Let's see, scavenge table. Scavenge, let's see, that's a D10. Did we find anything? No, we did not. In fact, it was an unexpected danger. We're not gonna deal with that right now. Next time we'll go back. Let's see what the unexpected danger would have been. A 4, so there was a trap somewhere in that room that would have triggered. But I think when we notice the trap, we crack the stone and get back with Ingolfer. Okay, well, it's pretty good. It's a simple set of solo rules. Like I said, you can it has all the tables and oracles. I really just need to, like, the NPC attack table, I kind of kept rolling the same thing, like deal a blow, but use that in the future. Surviving solo play kind of gives you some tips. Like when we were about to die, kind of, you don't necessarily just want to have the person just kill you off. We managed to survive barely. Exploration tables, but yeah, that was a pretty fun adventure. I think I'll do probably do mission 2 next time. Maybe I'll try that one out. I'll see if I can make a little cheat sheet reminder and see if I can remember some of the procedures a little better. And then we got our silver necklace, so it's 2d6 times 5 silver coins. So let's roll that up real quick. 2d6 times 5, 5 times 5, so 25 coins to split between us. And then we're going to go ahead and check out our advancement rolls. So let's see how we advance. So during the adventure, we were checking off places where we rolled dragons, natural ones. when we use the skill. And then you can roll for advancement on that. So knives, we got a natural 20. For splats, knives and evade, she got a natural 20. I don't think she got a natural 20 on her bows, but yeah. So 2 knives and an evade. We didn't roll any natural, or not natural 20s, natural ones, any dragons for anything else. So let me just look up advancement. We'll do that, and then that will wrap up our session. Let's see, advancement. Advancement marks, advancement rolls. Okay. Page 29. All right, experience. When you have rolled a dragon or demon when using a skill, tick the checkbox next to the skill. We did that. At the end of the game session, the GM asks you the following questions about the session you just completed. For each question that you can reply yes to and justify your answer, you may place another advancement mark next to an unmarked skill of your choice. The GM has the final word, but should adopt a permissive attitude. Did you participate in the game session? Yes. So we can put a check mark next to something. Let's put it next to spot hidden. And let's see, we'll do spot hidden for her too. Did you explore a new location? Yes. Let's put something next to healing. We'll put a check mark there for healing. Check mark for healing. Those are things I need to. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries? Yes, definitely. Let's put a check mark. I think she'll put one next to bows. And he'll put one next to awareness. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force? Yes. I mean, we were able to sneak through the first tunnel without waking up the claws of Wings and Fang. We were able to cross the stone bridge without triggering the statue to talk or do anything to us. Let's see. I think we'll go with. Let's have her go with persuasion.
For that, you'll have to unlock
And
your
then
device first.
He'll go with. Let's see. Sneaking. Do bluffing. Did you give in to your weakness? Optional rule. Well, her weakness is attacking. His weakness is ill-tempered. The orcs were hostile though, so I don't know that it's giving in. I think it would have been giving in if she decided to attack Gorham, the guy we saved. So we won't do that. And his is thin-skinned. So he didn't really have a situation where somebody was peaceful and insulted him. So I don't think we got that one either. So now after making the marks, roll a d20 for each of them. If it exceeds your current skill level, it is increased by 1. Once you have made your advancement rolls, erase the marks and start over in the next game session. Okay, so we erase all the marks. Okay, so we have to roll above it. So evade, we need above a 14. I can just roll it over here. That is a demon, so that is definitely, no, that's good. Above a 14. Do you get anything if you roll a demon? No, I don't think it, but that's above it. So this evade will go up to 15. Oh, that's right. This is the custom character. And then healing, 5, it's a 6, so this will go up to 6. Persuasion, 5 is a 7, this will go up to 6. Spot hidden is a 5, 15, this will go up to 6. Bows, 14. Bows does not increase. Knives does not increase. All right, and then you erase the circles on everything. And that's where you pick up at. And then we'll do splats. All right, so he has awareness. 10, that's going to go up to a 5. Bluffing, 6 does not go up. Healing, going to go up to 5. Spot hidden goes up to 9. And then knives does not go up. And I think the maximum you can go up to is 18. And once you get one up to 18, you get a new heroic ability. All right. And I think that will do it. So I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Feel free to like, comment, and below. Or feel free to like or comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.